A very warm welcome to everyone attending and tuning into the Springfield Scottish Squash Open 2023. We've had 4 days of exhilarating action so far as we move towards today, the finals. 44 matches have been played so far, 48 players narrowed down to the last 4 over 2 exciting final matches. A big shout out to all the local heroes, staff and volunteers that made this event such a success so far, from the homemade cakes to Phil's famous pizza dough skills and a team of blow shirt volunteers buzzing around the club. The atmosphere in Inverness has been electric, so let's keep that good feeling going. Before we bring out our players for our first final of the day, we'd like to thank our headline sponsors, Springfield Properties, as well as our partners, Blue Flow Energy and Renantis and Team Scotland. Now it's time to welcome our first set of players to the court. Let's make sure you give them a big Highland welcome. Please make some noise for the former Scottish Open champion from Spain, Edmund Lopez. And his opponent, the world number 85 and the number 2 seed from England, Ben Smith. Your referee for this match is Alan Law.
Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to you, our BBC and BBC iPlayer viewers. Today we are in Inverness at the Springfield Scottish Squash Open 2023 Finals Day. On court we have Ben Smith from England in the white shorts, and he is playing against Edmund Lopez from Spain in the black shorts. I'm Kirsty Lobbin, and today in the commentary box I am joined by Greg Lobbin, my brother. How are you, Greg?
I'm very well, Kirsty. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Excited for this match. I think it's going to be a cracker. What do you think?
Yeah, it really is. I've loved watching the squash this week so far. 2 really good semi-finals last night, particularly Edmund's match with Kareem El Torki, lasting just under 90 minutes. And Ben Smith playing a little bit earlier on in the day, playing I think for half the length of time, beating Daniel Polchik from Israel by 3-1. So I think especially Ben's coming into this really fresh, and Edmund's coming in with a hot heap of form. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really good match.
Ben Smith currently number 85 in the world rankings, Edmund Lopez at number 143. Greg, Edmund has a couple of more years experience on the PSA Tour. Do you think that will set him up here for a possible win?
Yeah, he's played, I think I was reading earlier on, he's been in quite a few finals. Actually, he's been in 17 finals and won 10 of them on the PSA World Tour, and has been inside the top 50 before. I know Edmund for a number of years now, and he struggled a little bit with injury over the last couple of years, but he's shown he's a top 50 player and deserves to be up there, and yeah, he's going to be a handful today.
For our viewers that may not be as familiar with squash as others, players at the moment have an opportunity to warm the ball up before the match is played. They have a couple of minutes on either side of the court to do so. Match will be starting in approximately 2 minutes' time.
Time. Mr. Smith to serve.
So Edmund had quite a lengthy affair, as we already said, in the semi-final last night, and throughout this tournament has spent just under 100 less minutes than Edmund leading up to this final match. It's going to be really interesting to see Edmund, how he starts today and how they both cope with the pressure of being in the biggest final of their careers so far.
Play will start in 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds. Springfield.
Both wearing
Scottish
red
Open
curves, taking the Tiger Woods
2023.
approach and only
Men's
wearing red
final
on Sunday, do you think?
Ben Smith of England to serve.
Quite possibly.
Edmund Lopez
Real
of Spain to
lucky,
receive.
lucky ritual.
Best of 5 games. Double.
Here we go. Ben Smith serving the first point of this final match. To clarify, Ben is in the white shorts
One
and
love.
Edmund Lopez is in the black shorts. Ben takes the first point. These players have only played against each other once before on tour. They had a match in the semi-final in the Gibraltar Open last year in 2022. Edmund came out on top and won 3-0. Greg, I have to ask, what's your prediction for this?
Well, I think you've got to look into that head-to-head, and we looked at it this morning, and it was actually a really comfortable result for Edmund in Gibraltar last year, winning 3 games to love, but it was also really, really quick in under 20 minutes. I don't think we'll see
And out.
the
1-0.
match being under 20 minutes today. I think being a final, Ben especially going into this match really fresh, I think he's going to back himself to be physically in a good position today. So I think the match is going to be significantly longer than 20 minutes. I do think Edmund, even though he's a lower ranked player, I do think with the form he's come into this final that he is going to be the favourite to win today. But the way Ben plays and how attacking he is, if he's on, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out the winner as well. So I can't really call it. I would put Edmund as slight favourite, but it's certainly going to be an exciting match.
2-1.
Ben is probably well aware that Edmund's
3-1.
played nearly 100 more minutes than he has this week. Do you think Ben will be, I guess, well, he'll have it in the back of his mind for sure, but is he going to adapt his game to make sure that this is going to be as physical as possible? What would you be thinking, Greg?
I think if I was playing it personally, I think I would. I think I would extend the rallies a little bit more and really test Edmund physically, but I don't have the shot capabilities of Ben and the ability to hit winners from anywhere in the court, so I don't think Ben will really change his game too much. His strongest weapon is attacking the front corners, getting on the ball early, and hitting some outrageous outright winners. So I don't think he's going to change too much. I think he'll be attacking as usual, but he will have it in the back of his head that he's fresh, and he should take confidence from that. I think ideally Ben will be looking for the shorter rallies, and that might happen after this first game when the ball starts to soften off a little bit and it doesn't bounce as much as it does in the first game. But Edmund will love these sorts of rallies where it's long, grueling, and the physicality does come into play.
Down. Hand out.
Looks like Edmund's stepping off the
2-3.
court to change his racket here. He's obviously broken a string, and I'm not sure.
Try and get Phil.
I'm not sure at what point in the rally that broke there, but I was thinking it was an extremely long rally with not either player really attacking. So I think he realised early on in the point that he broke the string, and he's just gone and replaced one.
Hand out.
Edmund there
2-3.
just getting an opportunity there to hit a couple of balls with his new racket, having to replace the one that he had just broken. And back in. Long rally, that last one. Players just finding their feet on court. They've both, of course, had the opportunity to play on this court many times this week before, so hopefully both players feel ready to go and know what the court feels like when they're on there.
Down. Hand out. 4-2. Down.
New racket doesn't seem to be affecting him too much. He's found the forehand volley winner there.
5-2. Six, 2. Right side.
As you'll see when the camera angle switches there, crowds are gathering here in Inverness. It's certainly created a lot of excitement in the club, at Inverness Tennis and Squash Club, with this tournament being held here.
Down. Hand out. 3-6.
It has been amazing to see how many volunteers have turned up to help support this event, and as you can see them standing up there in the right hand side of the screen with the light blue t-shirts on, there's been a large number of people helping out with this tournament, from catering to cleaning to making sure the players are housed and fed and watered. So it's been great to be up here in Inverness, and the support that the volunteers have given the players this week has been great to see, and hopefully that can continue in years to come in events in
I've answered, I
Scotland.
said you took the wrong route. You went that way, but you went right. You should have went left. Okay. 7-3.
Ben just asking for a bit of an explanation there. Players have been told to try and keep that to a minimum across the week. It's obviously very difficult when players are on there. Emotions are high, stakes are high.
Stroke to Smith. Hand out. 4-7.
Is that your phone, Kirsty?
No, it's not mine.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, fortunate bounce there, but a good width from Ben Smith, and a ball
5-7.
rolling out of the nick, which is a join between the floor and the side wall. the shot that everyone wants to hit in squash because it just runs flat across the floor and obviously bounces twice before your opponent can hit it. I'm yet to hit one. Kirsty, you've had more success than me.
There's certainly more success than
Right.
you, for sure.
6.
Ben's done well here to close the gap. Edmund trying to take as much time
6-7.
to win this point. Try and break Ben's rhythm.
Down.
Tight work from Ben down that backhand side, and he's really forced some errors out of Lopez here in
7-0.
the middle part of this first game.
Down. Hand out. 8-7. No, look. You played the bad shot. No let. Hand out 8-all. Hand out 8-all.
Not sure about the referee's explanation there of saying it was a bad shot. It was an intentional shot down the middle. But Ben didn't do too much wrong there. He was hitting the ball from the middle of the court. He found the space to the right hand side, and the ref deeming it too far for Edmund to cover and deeming it a no let on this occasion.
Stokely Smith. 9-8.
Cursed. Ben got a total of 9 points in his last match last year against Edmund in the total of 3 games that they played, so I knew that wasn't going to happen today. I knew he was going to come out and it would be a lot more competitive than back then, but
Down.
he's certainly not been disheartened from that result last year, and he's come out here with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he has. He looks really confident and comfortable out there.
10-8. Game ball.
He's earned himself 2 game balls here. Oh,
Big opportunity there. Felt like Edmund played a few scrappy shots in that rally, and Ben just wasn't able to put the ball away. But it was definitely a physical rally, and that will be the type of rally that Lopez looks to adopt over these next few to save another game ball.
9-10. Game ball. Down.
First game to Ben Smith, 11-9.
11-9, game to Smith. Smith leads, 1 game to love. Play will resume in 60 seconds. Play will resume in 30 seconds.
Ben Smith, the first person to enter onto the court for this game too. As you saw in the graphic just then, you could see that Lopez really dominated the first half of that
15
first game,
seconds.
but Ben Smith dominating the second part and riding that momentum wave that he had going into the end of that game, and end up taking it 11-9 with a uncharacteristic error from Lopez to end that first game.
Smith leads. 1 game to love.
You've played on this court many a time, Chris, and
Love all.
actually you told me last night you've never actually lost a match on this court. What are the secrets to playing this court, and how do you maintain such a strong record here in Inverness Court 1?
well, I've also never ever lost to you on that court either, Greg, so thanks for bringing that up. I think, well, you've obviously got the huge advantage of the high ceiling. You've often seen players this week use that to their advantage. There's Lopez doing that same thing, lifting the ball, giving themselves an opportunity to reset. But the danger with that is if you don't lift it high enough, you've got somebody like Ben Smith being able to slot it into the nick at the front of the court. So you've got to be very careful. I think generally the court's quite hot, even though we are in Inverness. The heaters have been on. What would you say, Greg?
Yeah, I would agree. There's also a large crowd in here today, which does affect the temperature of the court, and definitely see them adopting at the start of the second game a few long hard rallies again, and Eamon's a bit fortunate there coming off the frame and sending Ben Smith the wrong way. But this court, it really grips down that backhand wall, and it's really difficult to get the ball off the side walls. So if you are able to keep the ball tight enough, as we saw in the first game, there was a few balls that the players were just unable to retrieve off that side wall. It's very difficult to get the ball off the side wall when it's gluing nice and straight. So like that one just there, it just opens up an opportunity for Edmund.
No let. Hand out. 1-2.
Edmund can't leave the ball in the centre of the court there. That's Ben Smith's danger area, and as I said before, he hits a lot of winners. He's very severe. He's also standing at about 8 foot tall, and he can really come down on the ball from such a steep angle. So it's really difficult to, when you do leave the ball in there, it's really difficult to retrieve the ball back, and Lopez got to be really aware of that.
Down. Hand out. 3-1.
I joke about his height, obviously, Kirsty, but he has got that. It's a very big strength in squash to be able to cover ground like Ben can, and very difficult for his opponents to get the ball past his reach on the volley. Using the height for Edmund, is that a tactic you would use against a tall player like Ben?
Hand out.
Yes, well,
2-3.
I'd like to think I'll never find myself on court with a player like Ben Smith, but I think absolutely it has to be beneficial for his reach. I think, well, you yourself are playing on tour. Do you find it particularly difficult playing against taller players? Do you think it benefits players that much that you try and change your game and adapt your game to make it difficult for them? What do you try to do?
Yeah, maybe not necessarily with the height of players, but knowing how severe Ben is around the middle of the court, I definitely try and make sure I get it wide enough, put an extra bit of width on my cross courts, or make sure I'm getting under the ball enough to lift it over him or under him as well, because even those low kills and stuff, it's a long way for Ben to go to retrieve the ball down low. So I think it's just using the extremes of the court. And just like that, that's talking about how severe he can be off the volley. That's just pure hands and skill and timing there.
Hand out. 3-4.
Edmund neither getting that ball high enough or wide enough to get around Ben on that occasion.
Select.
He learnt his lesson from the previous shot. He made sure he got his width on that one, and
3-4.
too wide for Ben, but he could obviously retrieve it off the back wall, so he stopped for safety reasons, not wanting to hit Lopez, and the ref calling the yes let, and we'll play the rally again. Really good from Ben. Another example of him just taking one step across the tee,
4-all.
using his touch on his volley, and for such a big guy, he's got such great hands. I used to train with him down in Sheffield, and he used to be a bit of a nightmare for me to play in training, actually, because he is so lethal. And if you're off with your targets like Edmund has been the last few rallies, he's just very, very lethal at putting the ball in and punishing you for anything that's not quite perfect.
Down, hand out. 5-4. Stroke to Lopez. 6-4. Yes, select. 6-4.
We didn't talk about Ben's record in finals, but he has been in 6 PSA finals before, so this is not his first time playing in a PSA final, so he does know the feeling, and he has actually won 4 out of the 6 of them, so he's got a very, very good record in finals,
He's
which
asking Ben.
I don't
Yes,
think many
left.
people have got such a strong record in finals before, so it was quite, yeah,
It's tight.
it was
Yes,
surprising
left.
for me to
Safe
see
left.
a player of he's so young and
6-4.
relatively inexperienced now, so it's a really a great record to have, and
6-4.
he's shown that he's not out of his depth here in this final. I believe it's his first final of a $12,000 tournament.
It's a great shot. Both of these players have been in a lot of finals before. Does the preparation change for occasions like these? Do you do anything different?
7-4.
I don't think so. I mean, both players are coming into it with on the back of 3 or 4 wins.
8-4.
Both of they're clearly the best players on the week, so I don't think you necessarily do anything different. I mean, at the start of the week you might be coming in early to practice on the court to get used to the conditions. Towards the final, when you've already won 3 or 4 matches on the court, and the finals maybe a little bit earlier in the day, you might not feel like you need to come in and practice earlier because you feel like you've got a good rhythm on the court, you've got a good feel of the court. So I think the only thing that might be different is they don't come in and practice in the morning, and they tend to just take that time to really chill and recover and make sure the body's as fresh as it can be going into a final like this. So that's probably the only difference
Right side.
these guys are doing on a finals day compared to a first round, second round.
9-4.
So yeah, I'd say that's really the only difference.
Hand out. 5-9.
Lopez
Hand
here
out. 10-5. Game ball.
managing to pull away, earning himself a handful of game balls. Oh,
Wow.
nice.
It's so difficult to pull off that skill.
The no look.
6-10.
Had me
Game
going the
ball.
wrong way. Feel like Ben's going to let the hand go loose here a little bit and try and hit some outright winners. I feel like he's a few game balls down, doesn't want to make this too physical towards the end of this
Out.
second game, so he's already saved 2 of them, and let's see if he can
7-10.
save any more.
Game ball. Stroke to Smith. 8-10. Game ball. Stroke.
Ball so
Lopez.
tight on the wall there. Edmund Lopez is
11-8.
Called
Game
the
to
stroke.
Lopez. 1 game all.
game there to Edmund Lopez. Game settle at 1 game all.
Games are tied here at 1 game all. Very good response by Edmund there in that second game.
Lopez to serve.
You'd
Love
expect
all.
nothing less from him really with his reputation, his style of play, and I think he's also taken out the #1 seed in this event, a player, Scottish #2, and a player that's really on form at number 42 in the world, so he's playing extremely well, Edmund, at the moment, and I feel like he got into Ben a little bit more physically in that game. I think he'll be looking to adopt the same kind of longer rallies, making sure that he's not leaving the ball in the middle of the court, and really try and extend the court as much as possible to really make it as hard as possible for Ben Smith to hit outright winners, which he loves to do.
Stroke to Smith. And out. 1 love.
Wow. Another outright winner there from Ben Smith.
2 love.
It's got a similar feel to the last night's semi-final where Kareem El Torki was hitting a lot of winners, but also it was just balancing up the number of unforced errors to outright winners, and it's probably the way Ben Smith needs to tackle this. He needs to be aggressive, he needs to put the ball away, he doesn't want the rallies to go too long and make it too physical, and because Edmund will stay on there like he did last night for over 90 minutes if he needs to, so Ben's sticking to his strengths and yeah, he's really attacking this and taking the match in his hands.
Down, hand out. 1, 2.
Edmund has won this title before, back in 2019. Could say he's a bit of a fan favourite here in Scotland Cursed with being a previous champion.
Absolutely. Edmund won the Scottish Open when it was held in Edinburgh.
In 2019 he actually took out Pat Rooney in the final that year. Pat Rooney, obviously a player that's inside the top 30 in the world. I think he's been as high as 16, so Edmund showed that kind of form when he was coming up, and that's why he established himself in that top 50 in the world, and now he's looking to do the same. He looks determined again after rehabbing a few injuries with his body, and it's not easy as an athlete rehabbing. You obviously lose your income, you lose your independence in a lot of way because you're relying on other people to try and make you feel better, and usually you see this kind of athlete when he's out here and he's pushing his body to all four corners of the court, and he looks extremely healthy, and it's good to see him back and competing at the top level of the game again. Wow. First chest pump as well. 3-2 in the third game.
3-2.
First, not the last.
I don't think it'll be the last.
Whoa.
I don't know why the referee hasn't just made a decision here. They've let the players communicate with each other a bit.
Hand out. Theo.
Edmund a little bit frustrated that he got knocked off balance on his way to the ball, but again, I think Edmund, if you watch that back, he would understand the decision, and I don't think Ben did too much wrong there. But it's very difficult to see that when you're on the court and your heart rate's extremely high and emotions are all over the place.
Down. For 3.
I feel like Edmund's paying real good attention when he does go in short now. He's making sure that he's not leaving the ball Oh, as I said, I was going to say he was never leaving the ball on Ben's racket anymore, but that's going to get put away from Ben every time. I just felt like in the previous few rallies he was putting a lot of width on his cross courts. He was choosing to lift a little bit more over Ben's head.
Right
And I
box.
thought he was getting a little bit of success. But that's Ben's bread and butter there. He looks to attack the front court and then look for that loose ball and then just hammer that to the back deep. And he's hit a few winners to the back now and just hitting the space quite simply is very effective.
Down. Hand out. 4-5. Down.
Players now been on court for
5-0.
41 minutes. So time's going on. It's not going to be a short match, that's for sure, but a couple unforced errors here from Ben
6-5.
Smith. Edmund Lopez will be loving the short rallies and some extra points in the bag.
He'll be loving how softly those unforced errors came off two a bit rash errors from Ben after a lot of hard work from Lopez to get back into this game. That's a bit of reward for all the pressure that he's been putting under Ben, but Ben will certainly be disappointed to give away the lead as cheaply as that.
Because how do you reset? You know, you've got such a short period of time between games, but an even shorter period of time between rallies. When you make a couple of unforced errors, like Ben's just done there, do you just go through a process of getting yourself back into the game?
Yeah, I mean what they're doing right now and just taking themselves to the towel box just to give themselves a few extra seconds is a smart idea. I think
Hand
as
out.
disappointed as he would have been with the previous two return of serves,
6-0.
two cheap ones into the tin, he did exactly the right thing there and extended the rally a little bit more just to find his targets again and just be patient. He's been patient. He's adopted a pretty patient style of play, Ben, in this match. Attack the front at the right time, and then when he has extended Edmund into the front of the court, then he's looked to attack the deep one, and he's used the combinations extremely well. But he hasn't been impatient and going for it off the serves apart from those two rallies, and that's what I guess has given Edmund a bit of a lifeline in this game.
Yes, late.
In squash, for spectators that are watching this right now,
6-0.
obviously we do have a referee who you're hearing call out the score, but he's also in charge of whether, when players do ask for a decision, whether it's going to be a no let, a yes let, or a stroke. On that occasion, they played a yes let. I think the referee deemed that both players were at fault in a way for not clearing the ball and not taking the right line to the ball. So that's why a yes let's being played, and what happens is we just play the rally again. Squash is a sport that's so fast and dynamic, and it's obviously played on a small court surrounded by four walls, so there is going to be some issues of traffic with this match. On the whole, hopefully it stays the same. It's been played in great spirit, and both players playing it extremely fair.
Down.
the one I feel like Ben's just bitten off a little bit more than he can chew there. He's not really in a great position to play that cross flick from behind
7-6.
himself into. It's a very high risk shot. I feel like when he has had most success, he's been attacking from a stable position in the middle of the court and then hitting that combination deep on the volley. I feel like he just needs to be a little bit more patient here, and then he will get the space opening up for Edmund, but Edmund's extremely playing patiently again, and that's what he'll be trying to do towards the end of this game. There's that wide crosscut from the front. Didn't allow Ben to step onto that and volley. Dragged him back a little bit further back in the court, and that's when the error came from Ben.
Down.
Giving himself a lead here.
9-6.
Was that you, Greg?
I believe that was Alan Law in the referee's chair, Kirsty.
Edwin Lopez giving himself a lead here, 9-6 up, 9-7. Ben's hit a lovely shot there.
That's it. The ball was that one. The winner was there to be hit. He was in a nice stable position and executed it extremely well. I've noticed in the last couple of rallies,
7-9.
Ben slightly not giving up on the balls, but just being a little bit leggy in his footwork, and it does seem like Edmonds is making this physical, and just wonder how Ben's going to respond, if he's going to be patient and wait for the right opportunity, or if he's going to go for the ones that he has been going for from really difficult positions.
What are you asking? Right, time. Stop. You played a bad shot and you give him the space to play the ball and you come into him. No let. 8-9. You okay? Yeah. 8-9.
Edmund asking for an explanation there, and Alan taking his time and letting Edmund speak and then telling him not to speak. So players have played this in the right spirit. I feel like a simple no let or yes let given there would have been suffice, and Edmund would have carried on. But it's a crucial stage in this match. 8-9 for Edmund, and that's the thing. Ben hitting a great shot. That second to last point there, that second to last shot really extended
10-8.
Lopez out, and
Game
then
ball.
he's gone for one into the front again from a really extended position. It just wasn't on. I think that space was in behind and restart the rally, but this is what Edmund will do. He'll force you into trying to go finer and finer because he is such an athlete. He gets so many balls back, and that's a result of the built up of pressure.
Stroke to Lopez.
And you can see that one means a lot for Edmund. I think he knows he's getting into the legs of Ben
11-8.
Smith now.
Game to Lopez.
He's done
Lopez
extremely well
leads
there,
2
and
games to
he
1.
deserves his two games to 1 lead.
I think. Play will resume in 60 seconds. Play will resume in 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds.
Change of top for Ben Smith to start this fourth game.
Thank you.
It's quite common with the
Lopez
players on
leads
tour
2-1.
to change their top mid-match. It gets extremely hot and
Lopez to
humid out there
serve.
on court, and he's gone in with the tactic of trying to freshen up a little bit in this thing and make him feel a bit better at the start of this fourth game. I've been impressed with how Ben's come out and played here. He's definitely playing his style, and he's definitely troubling Edmund. I just feel like he just needs to keep attacking from these set positions around the middle of the court and not force it too much. It's really tempting to force the play when you've got someone retrieving so many balls, but he just needs to show a little bit more patience to try and turn this match around and level it up at 2 games all.
Tough rally.
This is what Edmund will be wanting,
Down.
Oh, and he's
And-
made the mistake.
and he's got the reward at the end of it. I think Ben was really on top of that rally again,
1-love.
which has not been uncommon in this match, but Edmund getting enough balls back, forcing the pressure and getting the error at the end.
Down.
Edmund goes
2-0
2-0 up here.
Edmund doing all the right things, Kirst.
I think so, absolutely. I think every point that, there we go again, every point that doesn't go Ben Smith's way
3-love.
must be a real hit to the confidence, but it's not over. It's never over till it's over.
Stroke to Lopez. 4-love. Mr. Smith, you never cleared the ball. You never cleared to let him get in. You never cleared. 4-love. For love. No let. Good try. 5-love. Because you made no effort at all. 5-love.
No let given there to Ben. I think there was effort there from Ben's behalf, but I did think there was too much distance between him and the ball, so I do feel like that was a fair decision there from the referee.
Yeah, I was down. Yeah, yeah. I was going to shout not up, but the two of you were talking to each other, what it looked like. Not up, hand out, 1-5. Your ball was down. You did not pick the ball up. Did not pick the ball up. Yours was, it was down, 1-5. Hand out, 1-5.
I think it was good, but it was probably going to be a stroke in the end. I think Edmund's best just carrying on here. He has 5 love up with a lot of momentum. I think he definitely feels like, looks like he's the freshest on court at the moment. I think he'll just want the play to carry on and keep charging on in this 4th game.
Oh, nice. It's a good shot. Ben Smith not finding the
And out.
feet to go and get that ball.
6-1.
6-1 lead to Edmund Lopez. Oh, Ben Smith guessing.
Be a wet ball.
What are you asking for? What, I'm asking, you're giving me something and you're not asking what I have to do. You took the wrong line to the ball was past you, no let.
No.
Play the player, don't open the door, don't open the door. You went to the side, the ball was long.
I'm just waiting to hear what Ben
You
Smith's
come
got
back
to say
to the
here.
ball, yes, you would have got let. You didn't do that, you went side wall. No let. 6-1. 7, apologise. Correction.
I think Ben Smith's been really hard done by there. The ball's come
You went side
well
wall.
off the back wall.
The ball was
There's just been some general
Stop.
interference.
The
I
ball was
don't think
behind you.
the ref needs to
7-1.
overcomplicate that one. I think yes, let carry on, play the point again. But it's not what he needed at 6-1 down, and I feel like he's just growing in
out.
frustration at the way he started this 4th game.
Two 7.
Wow.
7.
Oh, wow.
He might be frustrated, but if he carries on with shots like that, he might pull himself back into this.
That was awesome. Really going for it.
Yeah,
Down.
that's what he did at the end of
Another one.
this, end of the 3rd game or end of the 2nd game, where he let his hand loose when he was down about 4 game balls, and
4-7.
he's done it again. And at this moment in time, they're all coming off. I don't think Edmund will be two-faced at this point. I think he's still got a lead. He's still going to go out and do what he's been doing and make Ben really earn it. And at the moment, Ben's stepping up, and Edmund will just keep doing what he's been doing all week here.
Down.
It's the top of the tin there.
And out. 8-4. Stroke to Smith. Hand out. 5-8.
Stroke given to Smith there. It was an extremely tight drop shot. I don't think Lopez did too much wrong, but Ben will be thankful for that one after the decision he got a few hours ago.
Done well. It's a great shot.
Yeah, felt like that was coming. It's definitely not over, but if Edmund does come out the victor this week, I think everyone would say that he deserved it. He's shown
To Lopez.
level of professionalism that is deserved of a title of the Scottish Open this year, and
Hand out.
it really does feel like he's back
9-5.
to near his best in standard, and as a fellow player and spectator of squash, it's really great to see him back playing. He's definitely the type of player you'd want on your team if you're playing a team event, and gives 100% every time, and yeah, it's great to watch.
Oh, nice.
Come on.
It's not going down without a fight.
Hand out. 6-9.
Oh, wow. How has he got that?
Unbelievable shots from Ben Smith, and they're coming back every time. That'll be a stroke.
Thank you.
Very fair from Ben Smith there, calling his shot off the wall.
Hand out. 10-6. Match ball.
Edmund's first match ball here for the title.
Championship balls. Big Vamos and 2 double fist pumps above the head, Kirst.
Let's hope.
Down.
There we go.
Down to the knees.
Edmund Lopez wins 3-1. His second Scottish squash title. He has done so well there.
11-6. Match to Lopez. 3-1.
We will now hear from
9-11,
Edmund
11-8,
Lopez
11-8, 11-6. Well
on
played.
how he feels after winning the Springfield Scottish Squash Open 2023. Over to you, Kev.
If that was a crosser, it's doing something. So, I keep it. Or,
I'm here courtside with your Springfield Scottish Squash Open champion, Edmund Lopez. Edmund, there must be something in the Scottish water up here. You're always playing some of your best stuff. What do you make of it?
Yeah, maybe. I think maybe it's the water. I don't know. But Scotland has something special. I'm so exhausted, but so happy about this win, my second win here in Scotland. And yeah, I want to thank everyone here in the crowd for watching it, and also thank you all the support I have from home, especially my girlfriend and my family that are supporting me every day. So thanks to all of them.
Amazing. So, really tough match against Rory Stewart, then another grueling one against Kareem last night, and then another battle against Ben Smith today. How do you back up mentally and physically to make sure you come out on top?
It's really discipline, I think. I do a lot of protocols. You know, yesterday, once I finished, I think until 12, I didn't relax at all, because I was doing just eating well, good stretching, good cooling down, you know. And today's in the morning, I also keep doing protocols to be fit today. I think that's the main reason why I could survive this match, and after all the matches I had. So yeah, I think discipline and experience that I have from coaches that I had, that I learned from them.
Amazing. So, can you take us through a little bit of your journey since the last time you won this event? So, you're currently ranked 145 in the world. You've been as high as 48, I know you've suffered some injuries along the way. So what does it mean to you to be back playing your best squash and fit and healthy?
It feels amazing. You know, I've struggled so much mentally. It was 3 years, 3 tough years. Actually, on December, I was thinking to not renew my PSA license, so I was that close to not keep pushing. But I kept pushing. I found the balance, and you know, now that I'm feeling so good, I have no pressure because you know, once you lose something, once you are there, you are not valuing it. But once you lose it, and you are not injured and not playing, you put more value on it. And now I'm putting so much value when I'm here playing without pains, suffering, enjoying on the court. That it feels amazing.
Great. And so there's a few, well, quite a lot of proud Highlanders in the crowd today. Have you enjoyed your time up here at the event?
So much. I enjoyed it a lot. The crowd here was super. I hope you enjoyed the squash. And yeah, well, let's see. Hope we see each other next year. Yeah.
Well, a massive congratulations. A big round of applause, please, for your champion, Edmund Lopez. We'll be right back with more final action in the women's event as an all-England encounter. Asia Harris takes on Grace Gear. Don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Springfield Scottish Squash Open. If you could clear the balcony and take a seat, we're just about to introduce our next finalist to the court. First up, with a world ranking of 85, current European Junior Champion, please make some noise for England's Asia Harris. And her opponent, former Scottish Open finalist, current world number 53, the number 2 seed for this event, Grace Gear. The referee for this match is Maureen Maitland.
Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to you, our BBC and BBC iPlayer viewers. Today we are in Inverness at the Springfield Scottish Squash Open 2023 Finals Day. On court we have Asia Harris in the black top from England versus Grace Gear in the white top from England. I'm Kirsty Lobbin and I'm joined today by Donna Lobbin, my sister-in-law. How are you, Donna?
Good, thanks, Kirsty. Nice to be here. Nice to be here in Inverness, enjoying the squash this weekend.
It's lovely to have you. So, as you may have heard, we have some fantastic players on court who are competing for the title today. We have Asia Harris, who is currently ranked number 98 in the world, and Grace Gear, currently ranked number 53. They haven't played against each other before, but we are definitely in for a great match. I have watched them play many games this week. They are both on form and ready to go. What way do you think this one's going to go, Donna?
Oh, it's going to be a tough one. We've got Asia, potentially at 18 years old, potentially the youngest finalist at the Scottish Open that we've had before, and Grace, Asia is in her biggest final to date today, so she's never been in a final of a tournament this size before. This is a 12K tournament on the World Tour, so she'll be looking to take home her biggest title to date, whereas slightly more experienced but still young player in Grace Gear. She's 25 years old and she's playing in her 4th final of this size. And she has actually won 2 tournaments of this size before, so she's going to be slightly more experienced in this situation. It'll be interesting to see if that shows in the match today.
Players have a little bit of time at the moment to warm the ball up and warm themselves up on court as well. Play will start in about 1 minute's time. Stick around, folks, this is going to be great.
Time.
As you'll have seen there, players spin the racket to decide who is serving the first point of the very first game of the match. Looks like Asia's going to be serving. Donna, they'll have an opportunity now to go off court take on a little bit more water and come back on. What's the process for, well, when you were a player, going off court, knowing that you've got a little bit of time now before the match, you've been on, hit a few balls. What are you thinking?
Play will start in 30
I
seconds.
think in this short time before the first ball is served, I think I usually use that tiny little break to just take a deep breath, kind of gather my thoughts and try and relax a little bit. You know, sometimes you can be feeling a little bit anxious or nervous before the start of the match. It's a good chance to kind of, you know, go, all right, deep breath,
Could we have court
let's
maintenance,
go,
please?
let's relax and, you know, focus on what you want to with your game plan.
Players just asking for a little bit of court maintenance before the match starts here. Don't want to name any names, but I think it might have been the boys that were sweating a bit too much in the last match.
Got some
And they're just
sensational helpers there, so helping out with the
absolutely.
court
Springfield
cleaning.
Scottish
Some of the
Squash
junior
Open
players from
2023.
ITSC doing a great
Women's
job.
final match. Asia Harris of England to serve. Grace Gear of England to receive. Best of 5 games. Love all. Down. Hand out. One long.
First point on the board to Grace Gear here in today's final of the Scottish Open. I think we can expect to see Kirsty quite a contrast in styles of play today. What we saw yesterday in the semi-final between Asia Harris and Tori Malik was quite a similar style of game. Both two really tall girls, both really strong around the middle and almost a clash of styles. Whereas today, Asia's strength is definitely her, you know, her rangy stature, and you can see there on the volley she's really good around the middle, and she likes to use power. She likes to hit the ball hard. Whereas I think from Grace, probably see a little bit more potentially sort of finesse with the ball. I watched her play in Paderborn in Germany last week, and she has a stunning backhand drop from the back corner, so can probably expect her to be trying to use those kind of shots to be moving Asia around the court a little bit. But yeah, she's a fantastic mover as well, Grace Gear, really fast, and I think she'll be looking to use her speed onto the ball to her advantage as well.
Hand out. 3-1.
Grace taking an early lead here.
Down.
You mentioned the volunteers, Donna, who were on court, been in the court. We have
4-1.
a huge team of volunteers here at Inverness Tennis and Squash Club who have made this event what it is. It certainly wouldn't have run as smoothly without them.
You're right, they have been doing an amazing job. They've been keeping everyone fed, they've been keeping everyone hydrated with plenty of beers from the keg.
5-1.
Doing an amazing job this week. I know lots of them are sitting in the bar right now enjoying watching the squash, so shout out to everyone at ITSC that's done a great job this week.
Yes, late. 5-1. Yes, late.
Yes, let there. Just a little bit of traffic through the middle of the court. Grace 5-1 up in this first game of the final.
Could
It's
everyone
another
please make
phone
sure the
going
phones
off.
are on silent? Thank you.
Donna, switch your phone off.
Oh, thankfully that wasn't me
5-1.
this time. Nothing worse than when you're sitting in the crowd and you realise you've forgotten to turn your phone off on silent.
Down.
And that ball is
Few
just so
dirty
tight
looks from the players.
on the backhand side,
6-1.
making it very difficult for Asia to pick the ball off there.
There's that backhand drop. Can expect to see more of that from Grace, I reckon.
Down. 7-1.
It's well cut off in the middle there from Grace, and she has pretty quickly got herself to an 8-1 lead here in this first game, and looking strong.
Really charging forward here, Grace. A 9-1 lead in the first game.
9-1.
Looking super comfortable out there.
And out.
It's a great shot.
Great shot from Asia.
2-9.
Really
Done
tricky
well to-
position as well.
Yeah, she's done well to kind of get her feet into position there to play that ball.
Down. Hand out. 10-2. Game ball.
And that is Grace Gear at 10-2 with 8 game balls up her sleeve.
Not up.
Yep.
Beautiful finish.
Looking really sharp out there, Grace Gear. She's taken the first game 11-2 in just 5
11-2.
minutes.
Game to Gear.
Grace Gear
Gear
leads one game to love.
game to love.
Both players back on court. See the run of points there. Grace Gear really powering through in the first game to take it 11-2. Asia, I'm sure, when she was off court trying to find a way to adapt to win.
Level.
What do you think she needs to do, Donna?
Yeah, she's obviously got need to make some changes from the first game. She did make a lot of errors and a lot of unforced errors in that first game, so that's definitely an area she's going to be able to improve on. You know, so far Grace has had it all her own way, I think, because she's hitting her targets better than Asia. She's really been accurate with her length to the back corners, and that's forcing loose balls from Asia that Grace can then step onto. So Asia's going to need to see if she can start hitting those targets as well.
Yes, let's. One love.
Great shot from Grace.
Two
Simple
love.
combo, stepping, getting someone to force that boast out of the back corner and step onto that straight drop at the front. Really nice. Stunning drop shot from the back corner.
3 love. Stroke to Harris. Yeah, you were in her swing when she was there. Yeah. Hand out. 1-3.
Again, tight to the wall there for Asia.
2-3.
Yeah, it's good from Asia. It's definitely what she needs to do more of is, you know, getting that ball as tight as she can, trying to find her targets and get that accuracy level going up.
Down.
Oh,
It's
Hand out.
unfortunate.
4-2.
Just get the feeling that there's a few of those today that she might just be forcing a little bit. Yesterday those shots were working for her, and maybe today she's just trying to go for a little bit too much. Do you think, Kirsty?
yeah, I think I'd agree. I think she was being patient yesterday, but not too patient. She was still attacking, still playing to her own strengths, but I definitely agree. I think she might be snatching at the ball a little bit too much in the early stages of this match.
Not on that one though. Really nice finish from Asia.
Maybe she heard me.
She may, yeah. She's listening. She's got her earpiece in.
Stroke to Harris.
Ball just coming through the middle of the court there. Asia Harris awarded a stroke.
3-5.
Means that she will
Sorry.
gain
4-5.
a point because her opponent didn't clear the ball.
And out. 6-4.
Grace just checking her racket there. I think she might have thought that she had broken a string or broken the frame slightly, but seems to be all okay. Players are allowed to change racket during a game
7-4.
if their racket is broken.
Yes, let. 7-4. And up. 8-4.
Grace has got the momentum back in this game after Asia made a little comeback there. Oh wow, that's a wonderful
Yeah,
shot.
it's a great shot. Grace really stepping up a gear here.
9-4.
See what you did there, Kirst.
Stroke to Harris. And out. 5-9. Down.
So strong, Asia.
6.
So powerful.
9.
Really hitting the ball much harder there in that rally, making things difficult for Grace to retrieve.
Down. Hand out.
Unfortunately, that's another unforced error from Asia.
Game ball.
She's just hit a few too many again in this game. That's given Grace the edge and given her game ball again here. Second game.
Down.
That's it, second game to Grace Gear, 11-6. She leads
Game to
2
Gear.
games to love.
Gear leads 2 games to love. Play will resume in 60 seconds. Play will resume in 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds.
And the women are back on for the third game here in the final of the Scottish Squash Open. I'm sure we're going to see Asia fighting hard, trying to find a way into this final. At the moment, it's been all Grace
Your
Gear
leads,
today.
2 games to love. Love all.
Over the course of this week, Asia has played 118 minutes of squash. Grace playing 123 minutes. So Asia on court for longer, maybe feeling it in the legs a little bit more.
Yeah, potentially. That can definitely play into it by the time you get to finals day. Asia has actually come through the draw unseeded, which means she played a round 1 match while Grace Gear was having a rest day at the start of the tournament. Grace being the number 2 seed, earning that rest at the start. So sometimes that can be an advantage if you've got a match to help you get your eye in at the start of the tournament. Sometimes it can mean you've had to expend extra energy to get yourself this far. Both women have had some tough matches before this point in the tournament. I know that Grace Gear only just snuck through in her first match in round 2, 11-9 in the 5th. She has beaten 3 Egyptian players to get this far to the final, and I think they've all been pretty tough matches.
Grace just getting hit there.
Just on the follow through of Asia Harris.
Yes, Ledge.
She's clipped Grace Gear in the face, I think.
You okay? Yes, Ledge.
Definitely unintentional, but doesn't
Harris from the right.
make it hurt any less.
2-1.
Generally, we don't see players getting hit
Hand out.
too often by their opponent, which is surprising. It's such a small space, and when you're moving so fast around the court, you're surprised at it's not more of a regular occurrence, really.
Yeah, that's true. Guess, these players are definitely in control of what they're doing for the most part, anyway.
2 all.
They're very good at moving around each other and hopefully not getting in each other's way.
Stroke to Harris. Yeah, could you both just be careful with the pushing, please? Make sure you're clearing. Hand out. 3-2. Hand up.
Grace mixing it up there, going short off the serve.
Hand out.
Completely took Asia Harris by surprise.
3 all.
Quick point for Grace, bringing it back to 3-all.
Beautiful shot that on the serve.
Stroke to Harris.
It's a really good combination from Asia there. She's used that strength of hers that we saw from yesterday on the forehand,
4-3.
burying the ball deep on the forehand side and then following up with a nice backhand drop. This is really good here from Asia. Good spell. This is the best we've seen of her in the final today so far. It'll be interesting to see if she can keep going like this.
She wasn't far away from that. Grace just hitting such a good length that Asia wasn't able to pick the ball out of the back.
Stroke to gear. You were preventing her getting to the ball.
Here we go, here's a replay. Grace getting a stroke there.
5 all.
We are all square in the third game of this final. Yep, it's a great shot.
Powerful from Asia Harris. That big forehand,
6-5.
just thumping that past Grace Gear.
Yeah, really nice from Grace Gear. Asia doing so well to retrieve a couple of earlier balls, but in the end Grace punches it down the backhand side to win the point.
Down. Seven, 6. No let, no let. No, you went straight into your opponent.
That's unfortunate. I guess the only way she was going to get that ball back was going, you know, the straight diagonal to the ball, but unfortunately the ref has no let for that one.
gear.
Ball just bouncing out there off of the side wall.
9-6.
Awarding a stroke again to Grace Gear. She goes 9-6 up in this third game.
Yes, you've got to let her through. From the left.
A let there given. Referee obviously thinking that there was the opportunity to
You
go and
okay?
play the ball, but an obstruction
Yeah,
before
I
being
said
able to
she's
play
got
it.
she's got to let you through. She's got to give you room. It was a very tight shot, so I'm saying yes, let. From the left, 9-6.
Players will play this point again. 9-6. That's a great shot, Donna. That's the shot you
that
were talking
backhand
about.
drop, yeah.
Really nice. Grace here in a position
Match ball.
to give her 4 match balls.
Grace looks really determined, trying not to let her opponent in today.
Yes, let.
Do you agree, Donna?
I think it's a lifeline for Asia there. There's potentially a
10-6,
stroke on the
match
cards.
ball.
I'm not sure Asia had gotten out of there fast enough, but playing a let.
Another drop from the back here from Grace.
No let. No let.
Grace Gear wins the Springfield Scottish Squash Open 2023, 11-6 in that third game. She's had a fantastic week here in Inverness, and I'm sure
11-6.
will be so
Match
happy
to gear, 3 games to love. 11-2.
with winning the
11-6,
title here.
11-6.
.27 minutes in the women's final. Grace Gear will now speak to Kev and give us an analysis of how she thinks her week has gone. Over to you, Kev.
I'm here courtside with your Springfield Scottish Squash Open champion, Grace Gear. Grace, second time's a charm, as you said. How does it feel?
It feels incredible. Yeah, it's been a tough week to get through. I've had some tough matches. So yeah, I'm just glad to get up in 3 in the final as well. I mean, Asia's dangerous if you let her back in.
Like you're saying, Asia, super talent, especially she's got a lot of weapons at her disposal, especially around mid-court on the volley. What were your tactics heading into this and how well did you execute?
I was just trying to keep it out of the middle area, so trying to get it to the back of the court. And I think I did that really well in the first 2. I kind of lost it a little bit in the third, but I managed to regain it, so towards the middle of that last game.
And bagging a big title at the start of the season can't hurt. What are your ambitions moving forward from today?
Have a lot more belief as well. I didn't come into this with any expectation. I don't like to put expectation on myself. I like to just go 1 match at a time. But I should take a lot of belief from this. It's very positive, yeah. Hopefully carry this on for the next few tournaments.
And I imagine you've got a big team behind the scenes watching live back home. Have you got a message for those that have helped you get to this stage in your career?
Yeah, I mean, a big thanks to everyone at home. We've put a big summer in. We've done a lot of hard work, so like Adam Fuller, Paul Carter, everyone at Performance, Matt, yeah, my family, friends, yeah, they've all been there for me. Yeah, I couldn't thank them enough.
Amazing stuff. Another massive round of applause, please, for your champion, Grace Gear. We'll be right back with the Springfield Scottish Squash Open presentations. Don't go anywhere. We now have our champions of the Springfield Scottish Squash Open 2023. Before we welcome our players back onto court for the medal presentations, I'd like to introduce you to three very important key figures that have made this event possible. Sandy Adam, the Chief Executive of Springfield Company, Paul McCarry, the President of Scottish Squash, and Maggie Still, our Chief Executive of Scottish Squash. Before we welcome the players back to court, I'd like to pass you to Maggie to say a few words.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Just a few words. First of all, what a fantastic squash we've had this week. The players have been superb. I hope you agree with me. And I'd just like to have a big round of applause for the finalists, but also for all of the players that have come through this week. Well done, all of you. So it would be remiss for me not to acknowledge some of the fantastic work that's gone on this week. And I'd just like to say well done to Inverness Tennis Squash and Club. And well done for everything that you've done, especially the volunteers, many of whom are board directors during the day, and they've taken time off work to give us such a fantastic event. And all those people that you see moving around in those fabulous blue shirts, one of which I need to grab before I go home, just well done, and thank you for all that you've done. You've been utterly amazing. So the club, the Highlands, we've come back for the second time, and we've been really welcomed. We always get such a fabulous warm welcome, so thank you very much. So a few other people to thank. Referees, I don't know how you do it. Brilliant job. Thank you. You've been so busy all week and done a brilliant job. So thank you very much. And indeed to all of the volunteers and also to the staff from Scottish Squash. I'm very lucky. Got a superb team, but I would like to acknowledge the work of Alan Mackay in particular, who I can't see at the minute, who's basically run the show over the last week. So thank you, Alan, and to the whole team for all that you've done. Well done. So on to our partners, without whom we wouldn't have been able to put this event on. I'd like to acknowledge the work of Sport Scotland, who underpin everything that we do as a sport and all the sports across Scotland, looking after our athletes and doing a great job. Also to the PSA, who are going to get hold of us and grow this event to the next level over the next 12 to 18 months, which is a huge achievement for us as a full team driving this event. So thank you for that to the PSA. Other partners who I'd like to acknowledge who've done a fantastic job. Team Scotland, Commonwealth Games Scotland, you may know them as, have been superb in offering funding for this event, but also in supporting us with marketing, PR, and supporting us to get the event onto TV, which is great for raising the profile. We have a new partner in Blue Float Energy, Renantis Partnership, who are basically looking after us in terms of renewable energy. They've put some funding into the event. And then finally, I'm going to turn to Sandy, again, chair of Springfield Group, who has been with us on this journey now for over 5 years. This is the third time we've put this event on. Does a fantastic job, really investing in sport across Scotland, but in particular, we're very grateful for his investment, which is significant into Scottish Squash. So thank you very much, Sandy, for all that you've done. And Sandy would like to say a few words.
That means that Maggie would like me to say a few words in actual fact. But Springfield are delighted to be involved with Scottish Squash over the last 5 years. Unfortunately, it's only the third tournament because of COVID, but we're thrilled to bring it back here to Inverness as well for the second year. And my thanks also to the Inverness Club and all the volunteers in their blue shirts for all the hard work over this last week. The north is, of course, the centre of squash in Scotland, not the Central Belt. Going way back, the North had the world #1 in Peter Nicol from Inverurie, but on this side of the North, of course, we've got Greg Lobban and Alan Klein from Fortrose, and isn't it great to see Inverness player Alistair Prott doing so well and rising into the top 100 in the world as well. So, and also of course Forest legend Davy Taylor sitting in the corner there. So many congratulations to Paul Bell and all the great team of coaches that he has. I believe there's now 6 Scottish players ranked in the top 100. And of course, as well as that, of course, we won our first Commonwealth Games medal for about 2 decades last year in Birmingham. Alan, many thanks again for organising the tournament. It's gone very smoothly from what I hear, so congratulations on that. You've done a great job. Although this is the Scottish Open, it's an international tournament, and it's great to see that about 14 different countries, I believe, represented in the tournament. We all hope that Scottish Squash Open will continue to grow and attract the very best squash players from around the globe. Finally, from Springfield's point of view, Dale is here assisting today, and I'm sure you'll agree, Dale, it's absolutely fantastic for us to work with the guys in Scottish Squash. You've got a great team of people, and we really enjoy working with you. None more so than my friend now, Maggie Still. Maggie, your enthusiasm, your hard work and your passion has been instrumental in the growth of the game over the last few years. And we at Springfield hope to be able to continue to support and promote squash in the future years ahead. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, very much, Sandy, for your continued support, and to Maggie for those kind words. So moving on to the presentation now, we're going to start off with the men's event. In the runners-up position, please welcome Ben Smith. And please welcome back to court, doing the double, it's Edmund Lopez. And now a few words from your Springfield Scottish Squash Open champion, Edmund Lopez.
Well, what to add what I said before, first of all, I want to thank all the staff and all the people who is behind this tournament, especially Alan and Gary that were behind, that were people who I talked to, all the volunteers, referees, the Scottish Squash, Springfield that is the main sponsor. That make this event possible. I want to thank also all the crowd here for supporting me, for supporting the squash, and yeah, what else? Supporting. Well, thanks to my family and also again my Sophia that's always there, and also congrats Ben for the final and Grace for winning the women's title. And yeah, really happy. Feels like being home here. Thank you so much. I have no word to say thanks. And yeah, hopefully see you next year. Thank you to everyone.
And next up, we turn our attention to the women's event. And in the runners-up position, Asia Harris. And it's second time lucky for your champion, Grace Gear. And now a few words from the women's champion. Do you want me to hold it?
Yeah, it's a bit big. A massive thank you to everyone who helped run this event. Alan for doing a great job. All the helpers around the club, like all the little kids helping. It's been amazing. It's run really smoothly. Well played to Asia in this tournament, coming from unseeded to get all the way to the final. It's an incredible run. And then all the refs, big thank you to you. I know sometimes you don't get the best treatment by the players, but we appreciate you. And then from my side, I just want to say a big thank you to my team again, Adam, Karts, my sponsors, Ashaway, Berkhamsted Sports, Links App. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this without their help. And yeah, all my family and friends at home. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it without all my team.
Well, another massive round of applause, please, for your champion. That brings the Springfield Scottish Squash Open 2023 to a close. A massive thank you to everyone that came along to support over the past few days, and hopefully we'll be back again next year. And thank you for tuning in back home as well. We'll see you soon.